Check, check. Testing. Testing. Check. Change the levels on it. Hello? Check, check. 1, 2.
Yes, sir.
Check, check. Testing.
Good morning. I have a slight announcement to provide. There's a black Ford Mustang blocking the facility's driveway. There's a Louisiana tag. The tag is actually 636 GIC. If that is your vehicle, can you please move it from the driveway? We're blocking the FedEx driver from leaving the property. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome to today's listening session for faculty, staff, students, and alumni of Alcorn State University, as well as interested members of the community. The Board of Trustees of State Institutions of Higher Learning is holding this session to allow stakeholders to have a voice in the desired qualities and characteristics for the next president of Alcorn State University. I'm Al Rankins, Commissioner of Higher Education. I'm a proud graduate of Alcorn State University and had the honor of serving as this university's 19th president. Please allow me to introduce members of the Board of Trustees who are able to be here today. Trustees in attendance are G. Ogletree from Madison, Teresa Hubbard from Oxford, Hal Parker from Bolton, and Chip Morgan from the big city of Leland. We also have Trustee Jenny Lucky, who is joining us virtually from Ocean Springs. To stay up to date on the search process, please review the link on the Alcorn State University search website linked to the IHL website. In addition to today's listening sessions, we will also have an online survey for those members of the Alcorn State family who are unable to attend or who wish to submit written comments. This survey will be available on the ASU Presidential Search page on the IHL website at www.mississippi.edu. The survey will be available immediately following the last session today and will remain open until midnight on February 12th. The information we learn in today's listening sessions and through the online survey will be used to prepare the profile of the next candidate we will seek. Your input is valuable, and your participation in this process is important to us. We could not develop the candidate profile without hearing the qualities and qualifications you believe are needed in the next president of Alcorn State University. I would like to share with you a few ground rules that will help us conduct an effective listening session this morning. First, please approach the microphone to speak. When it is your turn to speak, please state your name and your affiliation with the university. As I mentioned, these sessions are being live streamed, so please use the microphones to ensure online viewers can hear your comments. We're also recording the session to post on our website so potential candidates can also hear your comments. Secondly, we do not have a time limit for comments, but please be considerate of the person waiting to speak behind you. We want to hear from everyone who wishes to speak. If you have longer comments to share, please submit them through the online comment form on the IHL website. Thirdly, because the process of accepting applicants has not begun, it is premature to discuss any potential applicants. Please refrain from doing so at this time. Finally, I ask you to help us develop the candidate profile by focusing on the future of Alcorn State University and the qualities and qualifications we should seek in the next president. The future for Alcorn State University is bright, and we want to hear your thoughts and the type of leader needed to move Alcorn forward. At this time, please come forward to the microphones and share your thoughts.
Good morning. I'm Denzel Fleming. I am a proud 1993 graduate of Alcorn State University, and I also serve as the current president for the National Alumni Association for this great institution. The Alumni Association consists of over 2,500 active alums across the world. These are financially active members who choose to service their time through 59 chapters across the country. So first, I'd like to thank you, the Board of Trustees, for rendering your time, Dr. Rankin, for joining us to provide a platform for listening sessions as an opportunity for us to share our thoughts with you. But more importantly, I'd also like to thank Dr. Tracy Cook for his leadership, stepping in at a time when the university needed him the most during a very transitional time. So this morning, I'd like to submit at least 3 objectives for your consideration, yet brief. So first, I'm not sure how many of you who've been here before, but I'm sure as you traveled here, you learned that Alcorn State is different. Beautiful, spacious, but geographically it's different. Alcorn sits in isolation in the southwest part of the state of Mississippi, among a few of the poorest counties, economically depressed counties, underfunded, which significantly impacts our ability to be able to thrive as other universities in the state does. So my question is to you, and it's rhetorical. If you as the Board of Trustees were able to place the most qualified, well-trained, administratively skilled professional for the next president of Alcorn State University, how successful would you expect them to be without your advocacy, direct advocacy for economic development to the state of Mississippi? I believe this issue is even more important than the assessment of qualities and qualifications, which we're invited here to do today. Secondly, nevertheless, I've collected and received feedback from 169 active leaders in the Alumni Association. And as you would imagine, many of what we've learned of what their expectations are givens. Their expectations such as honesty, trustworthiness, innovative, forward-thinking, strong communicator, good character, ability to listen, and being transparent. But then there are some others that are a little bit more harder at the core that I think we should pay attention to. And those were ability to fundraise, global leadership, ability to recruit nationally, enrollment skills capabilities, ability to work with alumni, business experience, ability to build external partnerships, track records of success, financial management skills, one that is vested in the university, familiarity with our rich history, and also who has extensive leadership and administrative experience in higher education. But finally, I want to submit to you a point of inquiry. So on Wednesday, January 24th, you issued an invitation to us to join you. Wednesday, January 24th on your website, and was also communicated through our university channels as well. It invited constituents, stakeholders, to share our ideas of qualities and qualifications that the next president should have on today, February 5th, which is less than 2 weeks. I believe, though we appreciate that invitation, and we certainly appreciate the accommodations of streaming technology and also your post-survey opportunities, we do believe that many of our alums who would have liked to have traveled here, myself included, I came from Charlotte, are at a disadvantage because they just didn't have enough time to make those accommodations to be here with you in person. We're Alcanites. We like to show up in person. But I challenge us to find out, with the understanding that the Board of Trustees is constitutionally responsible for the governing body of the Mississippi State's higher institutions. And you're having filled multiple university presidents' positions in the past. I would assume that you've already established the framework to include what those qualities are, what those qualifications are, and how we should ensure that those qualities are possessed within the next president. So I'm challenged to find exactly where the Alcorn State University Alumni Association fits in the equation, because we weren't specifically invited by name. Now, I'm not aware that we have any voting power, so we're not a constituent. Many of us give of our time, treasures, and talents to the university through the ASU Alumni Foundation, through the ASU Alumni Association, and also through the university's foundation. So we could be considered as stakeholders. But having witnessed a similar process with our cousin's institution, JSU, and using this as the first direct experience and engagement that we've had as an alumni with IHL, I'm still unclear of the formality of this process. So I humbly request that we find a way to communicate more directly and intently during those times where we're not looking to fill a vacancy, but in between those times, because that's when you learn the true value and the fiber of those of us who graduated from Alcorn State University. Again, I thank you for your time. I'm humbly here glad that we're able to share, and we're hoping and praying that this is not our last time directly. Have a great afternoon.
Good morning. My name is John Kelly. I'm a 1970 graduate of this institution. Commissioner Rankin, your colleagues, thank you very much for being here this morning. I have a few comments. I'm going to try not to pile on. Our president has made some very wonderful remarks. I want to start with a very basic I think, requirement of the next institution president. And that is to have a keen understanding and appreciation that this is a land-grant institution. I want the next president to really embrace that and be very proud of it and not run away from it. I also think that it is important that the next president has a financial acumen. Doesn't have to be an accountant, but an appreciation of the numbers and how important the numbers are in terms of making sure the institution stays on track. This is a very basic one, but an important one. And that is the ability to forge a wonderful relationship with the student body, the alums, and of course the faculty and staff of this university. It is also important that the person has the capability of raising money. It is very clear to me that the cost of higher education is going to continue to go up. It is also clear to me that the state of Mississippi is not prepared to put a lot more money into state institutions. Knowing that, I think it is important that the leader of this institution have the capability and the wherewithal to fundraise from alums, businesses from all over the country to bring money into this institution to support it. I think it's also important that the person has a keen appreciation for the challenges of higher education, and there are many. Not only HBCUs, but HBCUs in particular have some challenges. That person is going to have to be aware of what those challenges are and have the skills to solve the problems associated with it. Thank you very much for your time this morning, and I hope we can all come out of this satisfied with someone who's going to be a strong leader for this dynamic institution.
Good morning. My name is Wiley Jones. I am a 1964 graduate of Alcorn State University and a former employee here for 41 years full-time, 3 years part-time. I had the privilege of working for 6 different presidents. And I would like to ditto everything that has been said as it relates to the quality of a new leader for this institution. There may be all of those are good. Education, a good background in higher education would be also very, very important. But I would just like to reference something maybe a little minute that some people don't pay enough attention to. Sometimes when a president comes to this location, as the president of the Alumni Association stated, that we are located in a kind of a not isolated place, but it's very beautiful and secluded. It takes a very special kind of person to adjust to this location. A person's spouse has to do some adjusting because you cannot go around the block to shop for groceries or around the block to get to a department store. You're going to have some challenges there. A person needs to be able to make those adjustments. You can't leave home and drive 30, 45 minutes and be at the airport. You're going to have to leave Alcorn for a minimum 2 hours to get to the airport. And then if you follow the direction of the airlines, you need to be there 2 hours before the plane departs. That's 4 hours. It takes some adjustments. Everybody can't adjust to that. So that person has to have those abilities and capabilities to do that. So I would hope that the board would take this kind of thing into consideration, because an unhappy wife is going to make for an unhappy president. So I would just like to close with that, and I would like to thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to seeing our new leader at some point in time in the future.
Good morning. My name is Nigel Caesar. I'm currently a sophomore here at Alcorn. I serve as a business major. And I was invited to come out here to presidential search. Thank you for having us here. And I would hope to suggest for president somebody who can keep the pressure for the things that we need on campus as students. I feel as though as a president that they get not carried away, but oftentimes very piled down with the work that it comes from being a president, because that serves us at a very high place. but I hope that you can find a president who can walk among us lowly folk, who goes from day to day without dryers or without working washing machines or with rooms full of mold. I wish for a president who knows about those things, who knows how to talk to the people who can get those things fixed, who won't forget that those problems exist. And there's many more. But please, find a president who can help with that. Thank you.
Good morning. Jonas Crenshaw, member of the Meridian Lauderdale County Alumni Chapter. Also want to thank you for this opportunity. I think several people have shared some of the geographical challenges. And with all of those things, Alcornites still celebrate a very rich culture and rich tradition. And so we definitely want somebody who appreciates and will protect our culture and our traditions and celebrate our history. And we also want somebody who is an out-of-the-box thinker that will be prepared to strategically address some of those challenges. Yes, we are geographically challenged, and yes, we still need to be fully staffed with professors, faculty, and staff. And so we need somebody that has the ability to think outside the box with recruitment, with retention, with student recruitment. And then most importantly, I know we're very proud about our athletic programs, our football teams, our basketball programs, all of that. And the mission of this institution is to make sure students are prepared for life after college. And so I also want somebody who is going to take seriously the task of looking at our academic programs to make sure that they're current, to make sure that what the students are studying is the curriculum that's going to prepare them to be successful after they graduate, and then somebody that's going to create strategic partnerships with each of the departments to make sure students are set up for internships, jobs, and most importantly, have the skill set to be successful and continue to contribute back to the university. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Bobby Carpenter. I'm a 92 and a 22 graduate of this great university called Alcorn State University. I am also employed here at Alcorn as a water plant operator at the water plant. Today, I know the importance of a president and the educational part of everything, but I'm just going to speak on the terms of an employee for the president here. Speaking on terms of my co-workers at the facility plant, which includes me, water plant, as well as the ground crew, janitors, maintenance, electricians, plumbers. We like to see a president come in too as well, try to include all the departments. Sometimes I feel maybe, I'm personally speaking, that a president may not also sometimes include us in some things. I would love to see a president that also makes sure that everyone is inclusive. And thank you so kind.
Good morning. Let me just say thank you to the board for coming down, and we really do support you and appreciate everything that you do for the university. Having heard most people this morning, so there's only a few things that's left on my checklist that I think that we're looking for here at Alcorn, and I serve as the Chief Compliance Officer here for the university. We need a visionary, someone who can lead the university in a strategic way to help build on our momentum and carry us to the next level. We've talked about administrative experience, but we need a president who understands policy and government and has government experience. Okay, And we also need a president who's able to engage with the community. That's very key to our growth. As we've seen in previous leaders, the community engagement piece is a major portion of what drives our university. And situated in the role that we are in the state, in the position and direction, the community helps supports our university and takes us to great strides and leads us in the right direction. And lastly, we need a president who has passion for the students. Someone who's here for our students, who supports them, and as the young man stated, that understand and can walk with them. So those are some things that I believe that we need in our next leader. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Ryan Tyler. I am a 2019 graduate of Alcorn State University, as well as a current employee and a current grad student here. When I think of leadership, I think of a leader who is hands-on with the students, as well as works hands-on with faculty and staff every day and night. Someone that is here for them, that guides them through good times and through bad times. Alcorn needs a leader who will not just be out in the public eye, also work with the students hands-on, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk, and not just say what they mean, but mean what they say. We need someone who will help this university to grow and to shed light, bring it to what it was when it first started. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Jordan Book, a graduating senior, and I'm also the Student Government Association president. So the student body was given a questionnaire, and it was highly expressed that we would like Dr. Cook as our next president of Alcorn State University. According to the survey, the student body wants a president who listens to the students' questions, concerns, and suggestions and address them. We would like the next president to be actively involved on campus. Our current interim president has done those things by eating with us in the cab, coming to events, and keeping in touch with the Alcorn community. We, as students, are excited with Dr. Cook. He is an alumni of this university and has a great understanding of our rich culture and stays relatable with the youth progress. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Norris Edney II. I grew up on this campus and graduated in 1982 and 1984. I was blessed to grow up with watching Walter Washington walk to work every morning. And as a sophomore, I remember him walking to work one morning, and he said, "Edney, what you doing making a C in French?" You know, so that not only let me know that he was doing his job, but he also cared about the people that were here. Tech competency is relatively easy. But as a young boy, I was taught that people don't care how much you know if they know you don't care. We need somebody who understands that this place is special and who really cares. It hurts when you drive up on campus and the dairy is shuttered up. You know, I remember as a little boy, I didn't know cows could get that big. We had some of the most beautiful Hereford cows on this campus. Oh my God. And I didn't know a hawk could get that big. I'm like, that looked like a rhinoceros, you know? So we need somebody who understands and appreciates the core mission of this school, is an agricultural school. Everything that is in Starkville should be here in Lorman as well, on the same scale. And that's just not my opinion, that is the federal law. So we need somebody who's willing to advocate for just doing what's right. Okay, we understand where we at. This community hasn't treated everybody fairly. We ain't trying to get reparations. We're just trying to get treated fairly going forward. So we need somebody who will advocate for that and somebody who really cares, like I said, cares about the people in this place. Thank you.
Good morning, all. I'm LaWanna Ware, Interim Dean of Students and Assistant Vice President of Student Affairs. I'm going to keep it short. When I was in school, Dr. Walter Washington was president. He was considered a local man. Everyone in the nation knew him. I've been traveling, and I always wear my Alcorn gear when I travel. And a lot of people say, Walter Washington. So he was a man who loved Alcorn. And I remember he walked Alcorn every day. I would love to see our president walk Alcorn like Dr. Rankins did when he was here. Well, I know you're not coming back to us, Doc, but we want someone of your character with the love that we all have as Alcornites. Not only am I an Alcornite, also, I'm employed here, as I said. So once again, we're looking for that perfect fit. Someone from the local community who deals with local, national, international, and can come home and share that with us. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Donna Hayden, and I guess I'm speaking as a community individual today. I came to Alcorn several years ago. I did not graduate from Alcorn. I'm what you would consider a transplant. But the one thing that I think that Alcorn looks for in the president is someone that is able to tell the story. To be a storyteller, whether it is local, whether it's internationally, whether they are in DC, whether they are in the Senate, the House of Representatives, wherever they are able to tell the positive story for Alcorn. The other thing I look for in the president is a person that's able to collaborate. Now, one thing we see here is this is God's country. Everybody says this is God's country. But God's country needs some updating. God's country needs someone that can take the 2,000 plus acres and create an oasis. Alcorn deserves a president that has a vision, that can collaborate with local communities, that are able to understand individuals no matter what level they are on. And I think at the end of the day, if you find a president that has the ability to connect with everyone and understand political and also what the community needs are, I think that you will have a president that is well suited for Alcorn State University. And lastly, Alcorn needs a president that can take and engage the community. We are an underserved community. We have students that are located in our community that need extra support and extra hands wrapped around them. And a lot of times individuals say, Alcorn State University, HBCU. I say Alcorn State University, one of the 8 universities of higher education in the state of Mississippi. It's good to have the label HBCU, but at the end of the day, the president has to be someone that grasps the understanding of what higher education means for Southwest Mississippi and how it will affect individuals once they leave the university and what they can actually bring back. So I think we need a president that is able to pull all of that together with all the individuals that they serve. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Zelma Anderson Murphy, affectionately known to the Alcorn family as the Mama Brave. I am a third-generation Alcornite, the dynamic class of 1966, and a proud mother of graduates and an extra proud grandmother of current students here. In other words, if they wanted my money and my land, they had to come to heaven on earth. Board members, you are scattered all over the state of Mississippi, and those of you who are in central Mississippi have been to this campus. So you understand and should understand, in Southwest Mississippi, we are in an impoverished area. We make no excuses at Alcorn because leaders we have had, and you have heard from the students, the faculty, and the community. We need a president who is extremely familiar with Mississippi, particularly Southwest Mississippi, a hands-on person where you don't have to stand in line 12 hours to get an appointment to speak to them. One that can identify with our students, but smart enough to know the history and know the rules and regulations that you, the IHL board, has established. Please listen attentively at the pleas of those stakeholders. Alcorn has a rich history if you have read Against the Odds and have learned other history tidbits. We stand on the shoulders of great Alcornites, and we want to continue to do that for another 140 plus years. Please, I plead with you to attentively listen at the stakeholders, because at the end of the day, it will be the brave Alcornites that walk on this reservation and support other generations to come. Our plea is to send us someone who has come through the ranks, smart enough to listen at your rules and follow them, and can think outside of the box. We thank you for you making that long trip on the Walter Washington 7-mile stretch.
Good morning. My name is Nandria Lyon Heidelberg. I am a graduate of Alcorn State University, class of 94, graduate class of 95. I am here as the Director of Student Engagement. Everything that we have talked about is very important, but we also want to make note of that the most important thing here is student retention. We have students from globally all over the world that come to Alcorn State University because of the rich history we have, and usually because their family has some kind of ties. But the key is to keeping them here. And we have a president that I have warmly gotten to understand from the students that would not be here if it would not have been their connections and the things that he have taught and brought to them, and being willing to listen to their understanding of what their needs are, what they need to be provided with, and what does it take for them to stay at Alcorn State University. If we are in education, everyone knows there is no school, be it elementary, high school, private, or colleges, if there are no students. So our focus should be on a president that is willing to do whatever it takes to keep student retention and make all students feel like they should be Alcorn always.
Good morning. My name is Mary Ann Carter Davis. I'm a graduate of Alcorn State University. Should have graduated in '73, but I got fast, got married, went to Anchorage, Alaska with my husband, so it took me a while to get back, but once I got back, I was back. Let me say this, and I hope I don't take up too much time, but I just want to make 3 key points, but I've got to say this, and I got to give God the glory and the praise, my parents, and Alcorn State. At that time, it was Alcorn A&M College. I came here in '69. When I first came here, I did not want to be back in these woods. I'm from the Delta, a very rural area, so I'm coming from the woods, coming to the woods. But that was the best thing that could have ever happened to me in my educational history. I am a former employer here at Alcorn. I started working in '87. From '88 until 2016, I worked year-round, tirelessly. No vacation. Didn't need a vacation. God sent me here, and it was for a reason, to help the students that came to Alcorn State University at that time. Also, I was the reading instructor, developmental and intermediate. And I see a former student here with the camera. I saw other former students as I was coming in, and they knew that Mrs. Davis didn't play. You either got my lesson, did what you were supposed to pass the grade. I didn't give any grades. I made that understood day one. No grade given. And I must say that Alcorn graduated some of the most brightest students. I have students that are coaches working at various institutions or universities out of state, that are nurse practitioners that came through that summer developmental program. And when it was discontinued, that hurt my heart, because as many have said that have come before me, we serve underprivileged, not all, students in this area, okay? But that does not mean that they cannot be educated if given the opportunity and someone that cares to show them the way. It doesn't mean that. So now, let me say my little 3 points here. And some of you may disagree with me, but that's okay, I don't care. Anybody that know Mary Davis? No, I don't care. Number 1, the next president that Alcorn State University hires, and I'm not saying that they did not have this in the past, but we need to hire a president that has a personal relationship with God. We've taken him out of everything, and now we're wondering, why is this happening? Why is that happening? Go back, and you'll find out why. Get back on your knees, and you'll find out why. We must put him back in the homes, starting first, because the parents are the first teachers. Then you go to the church house. You got to put him back there too, because he's far from there. We flock to church every Sunday. I do too, but I still got a relationship with him, okay? In the various school settings, where is God? One lady, one individual enticed us to take him out of the equation, period. So until we put him back where he belongs, you're going to see more tornadoes, more hurricanes, more flooding, more killings. We are seeing young people taking their lives more so than anything in this world today. And let me not leave out technology. Technology plays a big part in that too, along with the parents. Parents should know where their children are at all times, what they're doing. We feel if we give them a tablet, an iPhone, a computer, and put them in front of it, oh, Johnny is happy. Yes, Johnny is happy. But Johnny is missing out on what you're supposed to be teaching Johnny. The words say, train a child in a way that he or she should go. And when they get old, they will not depart. That's my first and foremost thing. We need a president that have staunch moral values. And I'm not saying that we haven't had any, but that's my perception of what I feel the qualities of a new president for Alcorn State University should be. And when I was in undergrad school here, and when I worked here, the atmosphere here was a family atmosphere where there was love, harmony. We helped each other. And let me just go back a little bit to '69. Alcorn was a self-sufficient institution. We didn't need to go outside for milk, bread, eggs, beef, pork, gas. It was all right here. But what did we do? We let it slip away. So we need to get back to being self-sufficient. Not that we're better than anybody, but I think so. I am a product of this great institution, okay? And I know we have plenty of other great institutions in the state of Mississippi. But we need to get that family atmosphere back, from which we are known for. I've had plenty of other adversaries like J-State fans to tell me, you all are such a close-knit family down there, and you support each other, you take it. Yes, that's how we were raised on this institution's land, okay? And I'm going to be through in just a minute. Give me a minute here. Everything that everyone has said that came before me about a good listener, you got to be a good communicator. You've all said that. You must be a good promoter. Now, we had a president at one time. When you drive up and down I-20 going east or west, you saw billboards, Alcorn State University, Alcorn State University. Haven't seen that in years now. We need someone that's going to promote our institution. And someone said something about a good manager of finances. We need someone that can bring the finances in, but we also need someone that will put those finances where they are needed, not where you want them to go, okay? But where they are needed. And they need to be accountable so we can see where these funds are going. We can see the fruit of the labor, okay? And the last thing, strategic leadership. An organization is only as strong and good as its leader. We don't have a good, strong leader, that can communicate, listen, promote, and take care of the stakeholders, which is first and foremost our students, and make no differences regardless to what the employees' job duties or job descriptions are. If it's facilities management, they're included, they're part of Alcorn. They should be recognized. Faculty, professors, the entire institution makes up, all these departments makes up Alcorn. And then we got to have, once again, I must say this again, someone that's going to promote Alcorn. When I go into various stores, it hurts my heart to not see Alcorn paraphernalia. And I spend my money in this department store, in other department stores. That's not acceptable. So whoever is over public relations or promotions or whatever, and I have to give credit where credit is due. Mr. Ralph Payne, God rest his soul, when he was here, he made sure whatever went on, that it was going to be put out there for the whole world to know. We need people like that again here at Alcorn State University. Thank you all for your time, and I hope I didn't bore you, but I hope you were listening.
Good morning. My name is Lindsay Russian. I am a recent graduate and soon-to-be grad student. I am also an employee and academic advisor in University College here at Alcorn. I am a sixth-generation graduate here. It is important, not only to the employees, but also to the student body, that you have a president that is relatable, a president that doesn't feel like they're too good to go and sit in the cafeteria with their students, a president that doesn't feel like they're too good to have a conversation with their employees without an appointment, an employee that understands how the relationships are here. We heard what our student president had to say, and I have to agree with her. Dr. Cook, to me, and apparently to the student body, is one of the best presidents that we've had here. Dr. Cook walks around this campus like he belongs here. I knew Dr. Cook back when he was working in student affairs. He's always made a point to care about the students, and not only the students, but the employees, about the way everyone is treated, about how our department runs, about the living situations here on campus. Dr. Cook has went out of his way to find out what's going on this campus. He's not out of touch. Dr. Cook has worked extremely hard to make sure his employees are taken care of and the students. And as a new employee here myself, I've had several conversations with Dr. Cook, and he's always wanted to know the opinions of his employees and his students. So you ask, what are some good qualities in a president? I think you should look no further. You have someone that has been here, that has went out of their way for this university, who continues every single day to go out of their way for his university. And it's not just favoritism towards one department. If you pay attention, you see he interacts with every single department, whether it's facilities, campus police, academic affairs, and the students. He is the person that's here that everyone is pleased with. Now, I know everyone may have their different opinions, but Dr. Cook, under no circumstances, has shown us any bad traits from former presidents. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Teresa Kennedy, a proud second-generation Alcornite. So much I would like to say, but I'm going to keep it brief, so I wrote my comments down. And I talked to a lot of Alcornites, young and old, My mother is one I would call a much older seasoned alum. I've talked to her, and I've talked to even some of the students. So what I'm sharing is not just what I think, but what others believe as well. We want a president that is a visionary, that not only has a heart for Alcorn, but shows it daily in their words and their actions. We want a president that appreciates and values every stakeholder group, as well as the importance of marketing this institution. Last, we want a person who knows and understands the traditions, the history, and the culture of Alcorn, and sees their role as president as an opportunity to enhance it. And one other small thing, I do appreciate you all that wore your purple and gold today. I did notice that, so thank you all.
Morning. Good morning. My name is, I'm going to take this off so you can hear me a little better. I'm Day Deering. I'm the director of the Women's Business Center at Alcorn State University. I am a 2020 graduate of Alcorn with my master's degree. I've been here in April 19 years at the university. During that, as have others in the audience, but I just say that to let you know I have a long-term investment here. And I've seen, as many of us have, a lot of presidents come and go. And the average length of time that a president serves in the country is 5.9 years. We've had presidents since I've been here. The longest serving president since I've been here was Dr. Clinton Bristow. He was here right at 11 years. He was the president when I became an employee. So I would like for the next president of the university to have a commitment to stay at the university for that 5.9 years or longer. I think that's important for continuity of implementation of plans and for the vision and for he or she to be successful, not only for themselves personally, but for the university to be successful. Students, faculty, staff, athletic teams, everything. So thank you for being here, and come back soon.
Good morning. My name is Roy Burr. I am the coordinator for first and second year experience here at Alcorn. I'm also a grad student here at Alcorn. I've been here 6 years. Dr. Rankin, I started when you were here. I started as an academic advisor. I also spent 2 years as career services and now as the coordinator. So I understand a lot about the academic side. I think Dr. Cook has done an outstanding job since he's been the interim. But going forward, our president needs to understand the academics and take a deep dive into what we're offering and making sure that the classes that we offer are not obsolete and that they understand the job market and what's going forward with what the careers are offering now, and that all the classes are current, and that nothing is on the curriculum that needs to be present and current for the job markets that are out there now. Thank you.
morning, Dr. Rankins and fellow trustees, Alcornites present. I'm Patrick S. Henderson, a senior here at Alcorn State University, and fall in line with what you've asked, not to pinpoint any specific person. Given the history of Alcorn in general, I would advise all of you just to go back into the history and look at the presidents and how each of them, including you, Dr. Rankins, in their own way, progressively made Alcorn better, be it Dr. Lanier or Dr. Washington or any of those people. Look at the qualities that those people had, be it where they were from, what their education was, what their background, whether they had taught high school or college or those kind of things, to see what it is that they did that made their presence and their ability enhanced. Because going back into the history of Alcorn, when you look at the presidents, each of them, whatever they did, they did something progressive, but there was something in their background that made those things possible. So as you continue to look for another president, just go back into the history if you have a better time to see, okay, well, let's see what it was about Dr. Washington that made him so influential, or what it was about Dr. Bristow that made him so influential, or even before that, Dr. Lanier, who served all the time that he did, because our presidents are known for being influential, for providing us with, as they've said, our own geographic feel for the Alcorn family. Thank you.
Don't be shy. Mr. Young, I've never been in a setting like this and you didn't come to the mic. So we waiting on you, Mr. Young.
Thanks, Doc. Greetings, Andre Young, proud 1976 graduate, third generation alum. So I just want to reiterate what a lot of the other people have said. The next president needs to be able to have a relationship with the alumni and not be adversarial. Also has to be able to communicate effectively with the staff and the students. And they have to realize that Alcorn has a lot to offer, and I'm going to toot Dr. Rankin's horn. When he was here, he took the Alcorn show on the road. As a result, we didn't have an empty dormitory bed here. We had to bus students from Natchez to the campus. So someone needs to pick up that mantle and keep that going. They have to realize that athletics is also an integral part in this university. They have to support athletics also with open mind. But whoever takes on this job realize that this is a great institution, has a lot to offer, and they need to be able to appreciate that. And basically that's it. Thank you.
I still recognize a lot of these faces, so I'll start drafting you one after another now. This is your opportunity to provide your input.
Good morning. My name is Laura Drake. I'm a graduate of 1983 and a graduate of 2022. I stood only to say, and I'm employed here as well, I stood only to say whatever president we have, we need fairness for all and not excuses. We've been getting a lot of excuses, but no fairness for everyone. So that is what we need here.
Dr. Pat Lola.
Good morning. I'm Babu Padlola, Dean, College of Arts and Sciences. I think the president should be collegial with the faculty and staff, and I think Dr. Cook, he maintains that, and he has to be able to understand the problems of the students. So, again, Dr. Cook has been the student affair, and he gives his number to all the students. He's ready to attend to any of the needs whenever they call him. And I think one thing I saw in different presidencies, some of the presidents are kind of micromanaging, especially in the academics. But I think Dr. Cook leaves us alone. He learned that from, let the provost decide on that. I think he learned that from Dr. Rankins. Dr. Rankins totally, I never saw Dr. Rankins. I never talked to Dr. Rankins in 4 years. Not because I tried and didn't get no, but because he leaves us alone, do our job. So I think Dr. Cook follows that. So I agree with the student government. So I have heard a lot of good things. We are right now, within this short time, we feel stable, and we feel that we're being heard, and we feel that we can talk to President whenever we want, and he's always available. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Antoine Woods. I serve as the Dean of the School of Business. First, welcome to Alcorn and the School of Business. Short, not long at all. I believe the institution needs someone who has, who's student-driven, also who has the business mind to help for innovation for the university, also to provide a lot of opportunity for student growth, institutional growth, to take the university to the next phase of its history. That person will help so much in the competition of other universities in the region and put Alcorn State University, continue to push it forward so the university and the history can continue to be the beacon of light going forward. So as many individuals have stated, a visionary, very student engaged, that is definitely someone that we need here to help push us forward. So thank you.
Good morning. My name is Michael Harper, and I serve as Director of Career Services here at Alcorn State University. I am also the proud recipient of the gift of being able to be a student here at Alcorn and also have a second career here at Alcorn State University. We've talked about a lot of things this morning, but we continue to hear a couple of things, and that is someone who understands leadership, and secondly, someone who understands the Alcorn culture. And for those of us who are Alcornites, the Alcorn culture, we cannot put a dollar amount on that. So for us, that person has to understand what purple and gold means. So we need a person who's going to be able to come to the table, have a clear understanding of leadership, and understands the Alcorn heart. That is key. We need someone who is relatable. We need someone who is influential. We need someone who is able to rally the troops, and when they go into battle, look behind them, and all of us are there to support them. That's the type of president that we need. Someone who can lead not only behind the desk, but on the desk, and as we refer to it, on the yard as well. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Stevie Alexander, a current student here, and I can only echo what everyone else is saying. We're looking for all these things: leadership, listening skills, someone who's going to hear us, do what they say, mean what they say, and all these great things. But I want to talk on one thing: change. The world is ever changing. It changes every day. Things are going to change consistently. When you're in a collegiate setting, things change every day. You're getting kids that are never on the same. They're from different backgrounds. They're never going to be the exact same. So you have to know how to come in and be present in classroom settings, be present in different departments, know how to manage all departments together, and not per se, how would I put it? You wouldn't want to lean more on one side or put more in one area than you do in the others. Excuse me. So I would like to see a president here that focuses on the change that is coming to the university and embraces the change, all while maintaining the Alcorn culture. Thank you.
I come on behalf of my colleagues from Facility Management. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Grounds there now. And we thank you all for coming down and sharing today. And hope you all enjoy the purple and gold as you're coming in. That's part of my creation on flower beds. But we come to say that we're in need of a president that is, first of all, to what Ms. Davis said, that put God first. And we definitely need God first in all that we do. I come with no excellence of speech or word, but we do need a president that's going to come and listen to what we have to say at facilities. As facility manager, we need a president that's going to look in as well, say, you all are our stronghold, because you all are the ones going to keep our facilities up. You're the one going to keep our grounds up. We need to make sure that we can put what we need into facilities to do that. We need a president that's going to come and build morale around the entire campus, and that is having a dialogue with students, faculty, and staff as well. We look for a president that will come and say, I'm your president, and we can be proud to say that you are president of Alcorn State University. And we thank you for the presidents in the past, and what they've done, that's in the past. It's time that we move on and march forward to the future of what we need at Alcorn State University. We look for a president that will stand and say, I'm proud to be purple and gold at Alcorn State University. With that, I thank you all.
Well, anyone else? If not, we are approaching the end time for this session. I want to thank you for your participation. We appreciate your help in beginning this process of identifying the next president of Alcorn State University. We heard you, and we will do our best to develop a candidate profile that reflects the qualities and qualifications you desire in the next president of this great university. We understand our role in conducting a professional search to select the right person to lead Alcorn State University. We pledge to do our best, and we ask that you give your full support to the next president of Alcorn State University. Please review the website I mentioned to monitor the progress of the search. We will now conclude this session. We thank you all for your participation. The board has not formed a search committee yet. We will take the input that we received today in through the online portal, and the board will discuss the search at a later date, and we will keep informed as to the process. Yes, ma'am.